This is Ospreyeye from mychartcoach.com, and we are looking at ticker symbol GBSN. This is a 15-minute chart, and each candle represents 15 minutes of trading. This is a 6-day chart. We've been tracking the GBSN bounce play for since December 11th, when middle Bollinger Band support broke on the daily chart, and what we had been looking for was a close above EMA 4 on the daily chart to signal a trade between EMA 4 and EMA 8. And we charted, looking at the charts, we used the 15-minute chart as our case study in our chat yesterday, and we were tracking the bounce play through the 15-minute chart. And the open yesterday above the middle Bollinger Band, this candle right here, signaled upside potential and the possible start of a new uptrend. And so as long as the middle Bollinger Band support level held, that was signaling more upside potential. And so as you can see here, the candles were riding EMAs 4 and 8. They're the green and pink lines higher. As you can see, it hit resistance here at 20, pulled back, bounced off of EMA 8, and then came back up, broke through 20, and then hit the key, this 21.5 to 2022 resistance level over here from January 11th or January 12th, and that was the high, and that was the key resistance level to break. And so what happened was the share price pulled back after hitting that resistance level, and we call that horizontal resistance, and came back and tested middle Bollinger Band support. And as you can see, middle Bollinger Band support held into the close, and then there was this giant gap up open above the horizontal resistance line, and the share price proceeded to run to high of day. We did post yesterday that there's this gap over here, and there was a space between 24 to 22. We had discussed this gap, and as you can see, there was this the space had not been filled, and what happened today was the open Gibson GBSN ended up opening above the gap and ran up here to high of day. And then what happened was the share price pulled back, and what we discussed in our chat was, the key is to hold this middle Bollinger Band support level, and then if it breaks, it'll equal downside risk and would put the gap fill on deck, which is coming down and filling this gap, and that's exactly what happened. So for us, as you can see here, these are sell points for us right here when the share price hit. We like to exit at the beginning of the day at the 1 hour mark. So this was a profit taking for a reload, but the share price kept going higher. And then, the key is to sell off resistance and then reload back off of EMA 8 support as long as it holds. And so you could have reloaded down here after this move right here to the top. And then the next trade would have been a run up here to the to this candle here for a sell for a reload off a middle Bollinger Band, and then this morning the trade was to sell up here off of the peak, and then wait for a reload off of middle Bollinger Band support, which was down here if support held. But as you can see here, support broke, and that put our next target was the gap fill down here at 22. And this was all discussed in our chat, play by play. It was clearly explained that these were the buy and sell and reload levels. And so also it's explained that now that the middle Bollinger Band has support levels broken, now there's a possible start of a new downtrend. And so if candles continue to form below the middle Bollinger Band on the 15-minute chart, that's going to signal downside risk. So bulls, you want to see candles back, you want to see it close above the middle Bollinger Band. If Gibson fails to turn the middle Bollinger Band into support, that's going to signal more downside risk and possible start of a downtrend. And so if you look down here, there's a giant volume, these big volume bars. Increasing volume, so there's this big sell here. They dumped a bunch of shares at the top today. And then as you can see here, here's the big red flag, everybody. Right here. This is what we discussed in the chat. Look out for the MACD bearish crossover. The green line crossed the red line to the downside. That signals downside risk. And look, that correlates right up here with EMA 4 breaking EMA 8. There was a EMA 4, EMA 8 bearish crossover and a close. This big red candle closed below both levels. That was your first get out of Dodge signal. And then the next one is, if you weren't out by then, you wanted to wait for the middle Bollinger Band here to see if it held. And then now that it's broken, there's a possible start of a new downtrend. You look down here at MACD, and that is confirming. So yeah, going forward, bulls, you need to see a new uptrend start above the middle Bollinger Band. All right, thank you for viewing this chart. I hope you're having a great day.